Welcome back to Silent Sales Machine Radio. We're your co-hosts. I'm Brian.
And I'm Robin Joy.
And this is Coach's Corner.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great.
Yeah.
You know, I've had some really good kickstarts lately. Kickstart sessions.
I know, like Kickstart is a thing that a lot of people are excited about, and they love going through that program.
I'm telling you, I love doing it. I really, really enjoy helping people get started, kind of answering some of those questions that are just mysteries in the beginning and you know, get going.
Yeah.
It's a thing. So if anybody's interested in that or wants to know more about that, you can find more information at silentjimdotcom/kickstart.
Awesome.
And I am normally we're doing some new things with Kickstart as well as for his platform. So we're making all kinds of improvements right now. And I'm usually the instructor, so I get to meet new people as they're going through this, and we just have a lot of fun. Here's one of the lessons from Kickstart that's been really impactful, I think. If you've ever wondered why anyone would pay $40 at Amazon.
Yeah.
For something they could grab at Walmart for $20. That's this episode's for you.
Cover?
That's what we're going to cover. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think it's the same thing that we wondered.
Absolutely.
Until we didn't.
Until we were like, oh.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, well, yeah. Don't ask why.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of the smartest people I coach cannot pull the trigger.
Yeah.
They're the smartest people, and they've got the most impressive history and background. They just can't pull the trigger because they think they need to understand everything. They have beliefs that shopping is to save money. When you shop, you're a better shopper if you save money.
Well, weren't we all brought up that way?
It's common.
Especially
very common.
Like my grandparents, drive across the other side of town to save a nickel on a gallon of gas.
Oh, I remember when I was a kid, my grandparents would drive all over town. Oh, Duck Walls has a Duck Walls. Remember Duck Walls? They have a sale on tissues, so we're gonna drive over there and get those. And, I have a coupon at King Supers for And then we would drive everywhere to get these little deals. I don't know. We probably, especially the cars in those days, we probably spent way more gas than we'd saved money. But
gas was a lot. Well, you'd think it was cheaper back then. Well, it certainly is compared to now.
The cars certainly used more gas back then.
Barely double digits, right?
So anyway, the point is, coupon clippers and sale finders, and it's intuitive to us. This feels comfortable to us because this is what we were brought up with. But we have to make the distinction. We are not shopping for our personal use. We are buying inventory for resale. And that requires a different mindset.
Yeah.
But we do have that thing that's not intuitive to us where people still can't quite wrap their heads around why anyone would pay that if they could just go down to Walmart.
I know it feels insane. Like if it's $48 on Amazon and $22 at Walmart, like why would anyone do that? As that, person who has grown up with that sort of mentality, you just can't, it's that make it make sense, phrase that gets said a lot. People are like, that just doesn't make sense. And we could explain it to many of our friends, and they're like, yeah, well, I don't shop at Amazon. I would never do that.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're defending their beliefs. But the reality is, there are plenty of good reasons for why this happens.
Plenty of good reasons. Let's dig into that just a little bit. Because what about the people like us who live in a high-rise apartment in downtown Denver? Going to the store is just not a thing that we do.
Well, there's no Walmart within walking distance, and to get out of downtown is a thing in and of itself to go to a Walmart. Now, we do it for a different reason.
We do when we're going out for inventory.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. Actually, right now we have other people that go shopping for us, so that's even better. You get to a place where you can have someone else do those tasks for you. But our personal lives, we don't go to the store. We have Amazon deliver our groceries. We buy almost everything on Amazon or somewhere online for our personal use.
Yeah.
We are those target customers. We are the customers that you're targeting with this.
Well, this is one of the benefits of living in a larger city or metro area is that Amazon's got a pretty penetrative presence.
Yes.
And so you can get your groceries delivered same day.
In fact, didn't you just find the other day how we could get something within 2 hours?
Yes.
We're there. We're those people. We can get things in 2 hours.
I've been seeing a lot of these buy boxes lately that are like new and unseen. And I every time I see one, I post it in the Facebook group, whether it's a, get it faster option that costs more money or the get it within 2 hours, which also costs more money, by the way.
Well, yeah, but that's for the convenience. It costs more money to get a bottle of water at the airport too, because of the convenience.
Yeah.
That's just the way. So here's a shift that we had to make. First of all, and we heard this early on in our entrepreneurial careers, that you can't clip coupons to your way to riches.
To $1 million, right? Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
You can for your personal things.
You can save money in your personal budget, yes, but it's not going to get you into a business situation.
Right.
This is not going to save you enough money to make you money.
Okay.
You've got to find things that make you money.
Yeah, well, that's the whole shift right there. Is like this mentality that you can't save your way. Well, you can save your way to a lower utility bill.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
turn the lights off.
Turn the lights off.
Like our dad used to say. Stop leaving the lights on.
Are you trying to refrigerate the whole house?
Yes.
Right. All the things our parents used
Turn
to
the
say.
heat down.
Yeah. And when we were kids, we were like freezing. Now I'm happy to be freezing.
Yes.
Not because I'm saving money, just because I'm more comfortable that way. But anyway, but
age has something to do with that.
You can't save your way to like funding your business.
Right.
Necessarily. Right.
Right. So $20 bills. Play two completely different ways.
Okay.
Right? So the saver mode, you saved $20.
Yep.
Done. Game over. Right? The builder mode, that $20 becomes inventory and becomes a test, which becomes a sale, which becomes velocity, which becomes more and more business, right?
Yeah.
So the $20 becomes inventory to make $40. Then you didn't save $20, you made $20.
Yeah.
And there's a flip there.
Yeah,
right?
Well, it's figuring out that leverage thing. Like if you're going to find a way to save money or even use the money that you got to make money. But you're right. Same store, same $20 bill, but completely different game.
Right. And, it always just trips me up because the people who work the hardest at this are not bad shoppers. They're kind of too good at shopping, right? Yeah. They get stuck in saver mode when the business needs them to be in builder mode, right?
Ah, yes.
Speaking of getting them unstuck.
Well, tell me about... You want to share with everybody else what my Walmart problem was?
You know I do.
Yeah.
You know I do. Brian, and I've shared this with you before, but I still love this story. It is so true. Brian used to get a rash driving by Walmart. He just did not want to go to Walmart or the mall or anything. He just didn't want to go shopping, period.
I was not about shopping. No.
It was just like, it was a physical reaction that he had. You had to drag him kicking and screaming. He would sit in the car. So all of that. Yeah. So one day, though, we realized that Brian was going to Walmart.
Yeah.
Why? Because, and he said it at the time, he said he won't go to Walmart to save money.
Yes.
But he's happy to go to Walmart to make money, right? Is that what you said?
That's exactly right. Because once I figured out that, and by the way, just real quick recap on that. When I first started in the business, I was doing just Target because I felt comfortable going to Target, right? I was good with Target because it felt a little more upscale to me.
It was the lesser of the evils.
And not that I didn't spend plenty of time as a child and as a adolescent in Walmarts, Duck Walls, Yellow Fronts, Goodwills. I mean, a lot of those kinds of discount.
Yeah, I remember that.
Discount places we shopped at all the time, right? And the other day we were talking about when the generic food craze came out. Right?
Yes.
Where everything was just
Some of
black
you might
and white
remember
labels and everything.
It was a whole trend there. The
Yeah.
black and white label. It was generic peanut butter.
There didn't used to be
Generic.
store brands. Like that
Right.
was like the precursor
That
to
was-
store brands.
Yeah,
right?
and then the store brands started taking those and putting
Exactly.
their label
Put
on
their
them.
label on it,
Mhm.
right? And it turns out it's basically the same product, but with
Yeah, coming from all the big
yeah.
manufacturers.
Del Monte said, "Hey, why don't we make that for you? But you don't get to use our brand, right? But you can buy it wholesale or
Yeah.
whatever." And they're like, "Oh,
Something
yeah, that's
like
a good
that,
idea."
yeah.
I love that. It's kind of like
I know.
white label, right?
It's
just
like
white
white.
label.
Yeah, it's absolutely like white label. Mhm.
So I won't go to Walmart to save money for myself personally, but I will go to Walmart to make money all
Mhm.
day long,
Mhm.
right?
And now you'll send people to Walmart 3 times a day.
Oh yes, yeah. Or I wouldn't pay a shopper to go there, whether that's like Instacart or whatever, too, right?
But that's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Once that math flips, and
Yeah.
I've had people who I've worked with very recently. One woman told me, I could not bring myself to think about it that way until you told me Brian's story, and then I realized, oh,
Really,
I'm going to make money. I'm going to pick up $100.
completely different mission.
Completely different mission,
right?
Yes, different purpose, different response.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was a game changer for me. And actually, just to finish up that story I was telling a minute ago, if it wasn't a deal at Target, it wasn't a deal for me. But when you came on board, then we started expanding and like, then we started including like Walmart and the dollar stores and
Home Depot
and the home improvement stores and whatnot. And we had a lot more choices. And so what happened? Our catalog grew from like 60 different things we were selling to 260 different things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And while we did source ahead of time, in other words, we made ourselves a shopping list based on what was available. Then at the time, I was doing a circuit twice a week.
I know. I was going with you.
The great thing that we found out was, at least in Denver, and I think a lot of towns, others of our shoppers have told us, they're kind of all together. Walmart and Target and Myers, when there's a Myers area, we don't have one here, but we have shoppers who have those. That they're in Home Depot. They're all kind of right together.
Well, it's like usually where there's a Walmart, there's a Target.
Yeah.
And then not far off, there's the Meijer, or whatever the regional store is. That's not like I don't want to call it the third rate, but not quite as good real estate, right? It is what those regionals have compared to the national.
Regional as opposed to national.
And then where there's a Home Depot, there's usually a Lowe's.
Uh-huh.
And then maybe in the not,
where there's a
not as
Costco.
preferred.
Actually, Costco's and Sam's it seems to be a little bit
more spread out. Yeah.
But anyway, we found, because you never look at it that way when you're just personal shopping.
Right.
When you've got a circuit and you need to hit this Walmart, this Walmart, and go through, and while you're there, stop at Target. While you're there, stop at Home Depot. Then you get to realize things in a way that you never understood before.
I would say a lot of those stores in Denver, when we go there, they're literally across the street from each
other. They
are.
Mm-hmm.
So
and there's usually a Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Right. Dollar Tree's probably right across the street usually. Yeah.
Now we're talking about retail arbitrage.
Yes.
And by the way, there typically is more margin in retail arbitrage because you have to do more to make it happen. I love doing retail arbitrage.
I do too.
I have no problem doing retail arbitrage.
This is a great way to start. What I don't find a lot of value in is standing in the store scanning objects. That takes a lot of time. But when we make a shopping list ahead of time, we figure out what we're going to buy. And then we go and buy it.
Much easier once you've built sort of a little replens list, because then you know exactly what you're doing. In fact, with divide and conquer, you go this half, I go to this half, and we each fill our cart, and then we meet up.
We kind of ended up with kind of specialties that we were doing back when we were doing that.
Yeah.
So again, it doesn't take that value away to make your shopping list up front.
Totally.
But there's some value in, like, every Walmart has different things. Every Walmart in Denver has different things that aren't available nationally. So there's a whole bunch there.
Yeah.
So let's dig into the arbitrage part of this. So we've talked about this before, but there's an important lesson that we need to really pin down. It seems like magic, right? It seems like magic, but it's not. It is a common, understood way to do anything. You buy in one market and you sell in another market.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You don't need to invent anything. You don't need a great idea. All you need to do is find out what's already popular and go and buy it in one market and sell it in another market.
Mm-hmm.
So find what's popular in the market you want to sell, go buy it in another market and sell it. It's pretty much that easy.
Sometimes the popularity works against you. If it's super popular, that space can be totally drowned out with lots of inventory. But you don't need a great idea. You don't have to design a product. You don't have to build a brand. You don't have to code a new app. Oh, dang it. I want to do that. No, seriously. Like, I'm all about coding a new app. But you don't even have to do that here.
Right.
Like, it's just too easy. You just need to notice.
Right.
Start being observant about what's going on in these marketplaces. Like, little did I know when we were kids and used to go to the flea market that those guys were probably buying all that stuff from China. I mean, I knew they were because they were bootleg tapes and homemade concert T-shirts and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it's true. But even the convenience store on the corner, that's all they do is arbitrage. They don't make that stuff.
No.
They haven't invented anything. They buy it from one market, a wholesale market, I assume, and they sell it in another market, a retail market.
Convenience. It's what you say, convenience store. It's built into the name.
Right.
A lot of people convenience store means increased price. Why? Because they made it super easy for you, right? And that's what Amazon is doing for customers. And I realize that Amazon always has a push to keep your prices low.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean there are plenty of places to go find opportunity. What Amazon offers is the convenience of trust, like you trust them, speed, if not same day, within 2 days. These are real reasons that people go to Amazon. Okay, they're not dumb for paying more. It is not worth their time to leave downtown, to go to a Walmart, to save $3 on this item. Right?
Exactly. It's just or maybe they have little kids or babies, and you remember how that was? It would take you 3 times as long to get the child ready and bundled up and put in the car seat and get him in the car seat and drive down the road. So you got to get him out of the car seat so you could go in for one thing. Yeah, I need to buy milk, come back out. And it took you 45 minutes just to get started. These people are saying, "You just bring me the milk, please."
Yeah, they're paying for something that we're providing, which is the ability for them to go on about their lives.
It's not wrong for them to need or want this convenience. Not at all. They live a different life. They live their own life, and we live a life that needs convenience as well. We're very busy, and we it's not something that we make time for. So. Yeah, let that be. It's hard for people to believe it if it's not what they believe about their personal selves. But
that's right.
We got to put our business hat on here.
I find that they keep waiting for the catch. Like, what's the secret? Where's this going to bite me?
It's
what's
not a
the
hack.
advanced step?
It's not a hack.
Right?
Yeah. Just notice, source it, ship, repeat.
Yep. All right. Well, let's change gears a little bit here and talk about the fact that you don't need to start a product and all that kind of stuff. And the catalog we always talk about is 1.4 billion ASINs, right?
Yes.
On the .com
just on
platform.
The .com, yes.
And as a new seller, you're like, okay, I need to find something to sell. And you're like wandering around, trying to find something out of 1.4 billion.
Wait, tell me how much 1.4 billion is. Since we're going back to basics.
Is 32. If you looked at one ASIN every second, it would take you 32 years to get through a billion?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
and how much more than a million is that?
A million is like
7 days.
Yeah.
13 days maybe?
Yeah. It's less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
For a million.
But if you looked at one ASIN at a time for 1 second each.
Yeah.
No bathroom breaks, no sleep, no nothing.
Right.
32 years to look at a billion ASINs.
Okay.
That's how many a billion ASINs is.
Yeah.
So we say, I can't find anything. I looked at 100 ASINs. Yeah, that's not very many.
Well, let us help you filter that down a little bit.
Yes.
Because what we're looking for here are ASINs that typically have sales velocity. And I'm going to paint this picture for you. But the wild part is that 0.18% of Amazon listings move 50 or more units a month, according to Amazon.
0.18.
0.18.
0.2% out of millions of ASINs.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't seem like very much.
I know, right?
Tell me more.
Say more.
You need to tell me more.
that actually comes to almost 2.4 million ASINs.
2.4 million ASINs.
Which would
That's
take you
a
the
much
equivalent of what, maybe 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah.
If you looked at one ASIN every second without taking a break.
Or sleeping.
Right? Yeah, like nonstop, right? You're looking at that many.
That's a lot of ASINs.
Okay.
Okay.
And of those winners, I say winners that, have
those that are 50 or more
50
sales.
Or more, 86% of them. Okay,
86% of those
2.4 million live they sell 50 to 199 units a month. We consider that to be a sweet spot. Okay. Because that's where the big corporations don't care. It's usually too small for them. They are focused on these listings that sell 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 40,000 units a month. Why do they care about 50 units?
And this is not, Brian, this is not a hack. This is a strategic advantage.
Absolutely. Yep.
Those corporations can't take advantage of that, but we can.
They weren't built for it. We're nimble. We're agile.
The 1 to 5 employee businesses.
Yep.
That's where we live. That's where we make our money. We can make a lot of money there.
Yeah.
It's just right for us.
Yeah.
Right? We don't have to fish the whole ocean.
Right.
We've narrowed it down enough to small pockets where you can find some real gold. You got to test it. It is, it's still up and down. These are very volatile listings usually, but that gives us a chance to make a difference. We're not going to move the needle on those ones that are selling 10, 15, 30,000.
That's a good point. I'm glad you brought it up. Why are we focused on the 50 to 199 a month and not the 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 a month?
To be clear, you're talking about ASINs that sell 50 to 199 times a month.
According to Amazon.
Now,
there's still some debate about whether every ASIN that does sell that much has that attribute applied to it. But
most of them do. We have done a lot of research, and most of them do.
The source of truth is Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay. And Amazon is publishing that information. Doesn't mean they're revealing all, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
True.
So 50 to 199 times a month. Yes.
Okay. So I would say exhaust those first.
Well, you got a couple of million of those.
Yeah.
Okay. So a couple of million of those. And if it takes you whatever it was, 2 weeks to get through, I haven't said that stat in so long, I actually forgot how long it is, 11 days or 13 days or something like that. Right. If it's going to take you 3 to 5 weeks to get through all of that, you've got plenty of opportunity out there. Plenty of opportunity.
And if you're curious and you think, oh, well, I must be missing something, then you can certainly look at some of the other ones. They are there, but you got to look through a lot of empty space before you get the ones that work. So
I'll just say stop trying to outsmart the catalog, right? Just notice what's already moving and grab the corner that the big guys aren't.
Yeah.
Oh, they see it, but it's just not worth their time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We need to live where our advantage is. This is a strategic advantage. I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Now, let's bring this down to how do we learn to do this?
Okay.
Remember, we're talking about some of the things that we learn in Kickstart.
Yeah.
One thing that is very clear is that it's like riding a bike, learning to ride a bike. You can read all the books. You can watch the YouTube videos. You can watch other people learn to ride a bike.
Yeah.
And you still can't ride a bike until you get on that bike, make a mistake, fall down, get some help, get back up, get some training wheels, whatever you need to do. But you cannot learn to ride a bike until you get on a bike.
Don't touch that. It's hot. People always do it, right?
Yeah, and they just touch it. Yeah.
Don't try this. Well, but for some reason they won't touch the Amazon thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
do touch this. It'll make you money.
Yeah, touch it.
Oh,
no, I don't want to touch it.
Do I touch it over here?
So we have to tell them, don't test anything.
Don't test anything.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't do this business. Don't test anything. Right. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
So when you learn to ride a bike, I mean, we've talked about this before. Everybody that has learned to ride a bike probably remembers this. I remember I was at my grandpa's house the first time I was able to ride a bike. Now, we didn't have training wheels. Not that they weren't invented yet, but we were not. This was my father's children would not have training wheels. We didn't need such a thing. So anyway, we were at my grandfather's on remember gravel driveways.
Oh, yeah.
He had a gravel driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Get on that bike and ride. And my grandpa would hold the seat behind me, and I would ride, and I would scrape my ankles. I remember scraping my ankles when it comes off of the pedal. Yeah, I remember that the most. But he would help me along, and I'd get to pedaling, and then pretty soon he wasn't there anymore, and I was riding, and it just happens, not because I've read about it or learned about it or talked about it, because I got on the bike and started pedaling. A lot of times I fell down, scraped my knee, scraped my ankles up. Yeah, a lot of times.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
But I kept at it and kept at it.
If you've ever learned to ride a bike, you failed a lot in the beginning.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
But, you could just stop and never learn to ride a bike.
Right.
Or you could just keep doing it until you can. Well, when you're a kid and everybody else is riding a bike, you don't quit.
No, all your friends
if
are
you can
doing
do it, I can do it.
If your friends are riding a bike, are you going to ride a bike? Yeah.
Yeah.
If friends jump off a cliff, are you going to jump off a cliff?
Maybe.
Okay.
You don't need a certification. You don't need a perfect filter in Keepa.
Yeah.
You just need to go. You need to get started.
Yeah, it's something we see all the time. Just generally, like in the Facebook group. Thankfully, most people that we're working with when it comes to coaching have already gotten into motion. But what I see all the time is people waiting until they understand it all before they start to take action. And you're not going to. There are some things you have to experience in order to completely understand.
Exactly. Same like swimming, same thing. You can't. You have to practice that.
Oh yeah. You do. Exactly.
You got to see how this thing, you got to get your body to figure it out.
You can have all the moves down and everything, but you have no idea what that's like until you're actually in the water and you can't touch the bottom.
Your brain has to make a change that says, no, I will not drown.
Yes.
No, I will not sink in order for you to get past it. Right.
Yeah.
But, your first shipments, they're kind of like training wheels. I mean, we encourage you to keep your risk really, really low in your first shipments, which means, and you have a whole lot of barriers there, right? A lot of times it's hard to find something that you're approved to sell.
Yeah.
They're there, but it's difficult sometimes. And we have to make sure that we understand this is our practice session, kind of, right?
Yeah.
So we teach people to send in a few test ASINs, shipments of test ASINs, small shipments over and over so that they have that pipeline filled up. And more often than not, I see people look at that first shipment when it becomes available after they've sent 6-8 shipments after that and learned so much by sending those shipments that they go, what was I even thinking on that first shipment?
100%.
I have learned so much just by shipping. Just by finding ASINs to ship in, haven't made any money yet. May not make any money for a bit yet.
Well, here's the thing. I hear you say to people all the time, and it gets said in the Facebook group a lot too. Like your first break-even sale is helping you keep your balance long enough to make it to the end, basically to the end of the driveway, right?
Yeah.
No, but and people get all tied up around break even, and I do see a lot of comments in the Facebook group like, "Well, I don't settle for anything less than 50% ROI," and that's great. But that's not what they did when they first started. I can almost guarantee it. They didn't make money on their very first thing.
You just don't have that kind of choices when you first started,
especially these days, right? Maybe a decade ago you did, but today, no. You need to. And by the way, if you are waiting for that 50% ROI before you're going to start, that's what's going to keep you from never starting.
Then you're going to make your mistake on that 50%
exactly,
ROI.
And it could go just as easily go 50% against you.
Just as easily,
right?
Because you didn't get a foundation built.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But break-even's a good deal right now. I say that all the time. When you are new out the gate, break-even's a good deal. Why? Because you need that sale in order to give you more choices. You need that experience.
The whole idea behind that is you've got built-in protection. So take the chance. Yeah. No reward ever came with no risk. Right? Rewards do not come with zero risk. You have to step out and do something.
Right. But the risk is super low if you get somebody to help you out, if you get somebody to look twice with you. Do I want to send this or not?
Yep.
Like the risk is super low.
Basically, every sale that you make, you're basically taking the training wheels off of your bike, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's teaching Amazon that you can be trusted with more when you've got successful transactions. More successful transactions get you more choices, which then lets you, expand your inventory opportunity, which lets you expand your profit potential. That's what we're talking when we're talking about, like in the beginning, break even is a good deal for you for like 5 minutes. I mean, you'll get over it very quickly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We're not asking you to do break even for a year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a flywheel. What you were just talking about is the flywheel, right? You got to push off to get it to spin. So push off already. And I say this too a lot. When you are getting started, and that seems like, it's not going to make me very much money. It's not going to be worth it.
Yeah.
That's only for right now. Remember, you're taking money out of your pocket right now. Okay. You want that risk to be low. You want that to be small tests, small risks, right?
Yep.
At some point, you'll have a foundation built and you will start replacing those low profits with higher profits. As time goes by, you'll move that book of business to the right. Then you'll pay back your pocket and you'll start making profits. But those all have to go in order. Money out of pocket, pay money back, then make profits.
And you make profits with the money that, and then additional profits and additional risk comes with the money that you've already made it comes from your profits.
The money that you created.
Yeah, you created. Yeah.
The money that you created.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Boy, there was a lot of basics today, Brian.
Yeah.
I really think we need to remember the fundamentals, though. These are the things that get that flywheel started. Push off. Push off.
Yeah, get it going.
And a great place to do that is Kickstart.
Yes.
And after Kickstart, get into coaching, one-on-one coaching. It just gives you so much more protection as well as information for going forward that you would just really have to do a lot of study on your own if you didn't have.
Agreed.
Right?
Yep. Go further faster.
Do you have a quote for us today, Brian?
I do have a quote for us today. This probably, as usual, sums up the whole episode in one sentence. Okay. From Mark Twain, one of my favorite guys to
I know.
Quotes. The secret of getting ahead is getting started.
Not much more needs to be said there. If you don't get started, you're not going to get ahead.
Can I also, I read this other quote that stuck with me recently. I didn't put it in here, but it was like, I can't remember who said it, but I think it was a sports person who said it, like, the extra mile is not jammed with traffic. The extra mile lane on the highway, or on the highway, so to speak, it's wide open. It's open for you because not many people are doing it.
And if I can add to that, you don't get to the extra mile until you do the first mile.
That's right. Yeah, you got to do the first mile.
You got to do the same miles everybody else had to start with before you get to the extra mile. Yeah. So if you've been stuck in saver mode, this is your permission slip.
Okay, Robin Joy is giving you permission.
If you've been waiting, and that's not always easy to get. Some people who work with me. If you've been waiting until it's perfect, this is your permission slip.
Okay.
If you've been wondering why people pay more on Amazon, now you know.
Yeah. The cure for analysis paralysis is not more analysis.
No.
Right? It's a shipment. Get a shipment in there.
Yes. Even a tiny one. Even one ASIN. Even break even. Get shipments in.
So go to Walmart and make some money.
Yeah.
All right. So when you're in that, like, I don't know what I should do next. It cures that.
Yeah. I know what you should do next.
Test
more ASINs.
Test more ASINs.
Let's go test more ASINs.
We'll see you soon, everybody.
Hey, before I let you go today, I've got a good friend of mine, Mr. Jeff Schick from jeffschick.com, our resident expert for all things Amazon legal and policy, e-commerce, eBay, Walmart, all the sites. He and his team have done such a great job serving our community with tips and insights on those legal and policy edges to keep us all safe. What's on your mind today, Jeff?
So what I wanted to talk about is Section 3. So I know it's a scary buzzword for a lot of people, But what I want to talk about is that it's really not as scary as people think, but we'll talk about the why it's happening and what it is. So the what is relatively easy. So Section 3 is a very, very broad term that refers to any time someone is suspended, they're suspended in accordance with Section 3. And then there's subparts. Now, the two most common reasons people get suspended under Section 3 these days are supply chain verifications, which is where they're trying to make sure that the goods you're selling are coming from good sources and that they're not counterfeit. The second type of Section 3 verification is a stolen goods verification. And so that one is, in particular, typically happens when Amazon is made aware that either like a store or a distributor or a trucking company, someone has suffered a major stolen goods breach, and they know what the products are, but they don't, and they know the serial numbers too, but it's hard. Amazon doesn't track serial numbers all the time. So that's where they're trying to, check and make sure what's going on. So like a good example of the stolen goods verification we saw had to do with Shark Ninja vacuum cleaners. And back like in 2022, an 18-wheeler was commandeered by the Mexican drug cartel in Southern California, and all the vacuum cleaners were stolen. They didn't make it into housekeepers' supply chains. They made it into fake distributors selling to Amazon sellers. And that's where all these vacuum cleaners ended up. And so Amazon started targeting anyone selling Shark vacuum cleaners because they knew that there had been a truckload of them that were stolen. And so they were trying to make sure that people weren't selling these stolen goods on the Amazon marketplace. So that's where that comes from. Now, on Section 3, a lot of people get scared about it. They think Amazon's out to get them. But the reality is that Amazon wants you to pass. They want to put you under audit for your supply chain, for making sure that you're selling authentic products. They want you to prove that you've done it. They don't want to catch you selling bad products. And if you're under review for stolen goods, they want to see that you bought them from Target and that you didn't buy these vacuum cleaners from XYZ, distributors in Southern California.
Or Liquidation Palace. Or
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, what Amazon has been saying in their shareholder communications is that they're now talking about these Section 3 audits and how a majority of sellers that are getting hit with them are passing them. And that they're saying this is why consumers can trust our marketplace, because most of our vendors, the vast majority of our vendors are selling good products. So they want you to pass. They don't want you to fail the Section 3.
Yeah, it makes them look bad if they've got a bunch of people failing the Section 3 audits. So that whole rumor of they're just trying to thin the herd.
Right.
No, if they wanted to thin the herd, they'd just shut off your account.
Right. Exactly.
They want legitimate sellers selling legitimate product. They need it. And as we've identified recently, Jeff, we've done some investigation. At any given time, we've identified millions of products that sell at least 50 times or more in Amazon's massive warehouse network. Millions of them that are ridiculously understocked or entirely unstocked at any given time. They need and they want sellers, but you just got to make sure you're sourcing from an authorized source.
Right. Exactly. And again, like we've talked about in previous episodes, asking the brand, those 3 words, ask the brand.
Someone made a meme. I don't know if you saw that, a meme of me with a little bubble over my head. And it said, ask the brand, because I say it so often. How do I know if it's legit? Ask the brand. That's how you know if it's authorized. They'll tell you.
Yeah. And, it's, believe it or not, it's surprisingly easy. Go on LinkedIn, look up, sales representative for Procter & Gamble. They've probably got thousands of them. And then you go to that sales rep, they're not going to open a direct account. I'm not telling you to go to them and start pitching why you should be their exclusive,
You're not asking their permission to sell the product.
Yeah.
Either. You're just asking, is this
a real
authorized
distributor? Or can you give me a list of your distributors where I can buy these products?
Exactly.
Not
It may
retailers.
even be on their website. I went to Lego's website and did that not too long ago and checked, and I wasn't sure, and I found out, they're authorized. All right, cool. We can go clear out their clearance section of Lego and sell them. No problem. So when in doubt, just ask the brand. They'll tell you.
Exactly. So
good tip, man. Section 3 doesn't need to be scary. Amazon wants you to pass.
Correct. And if you want to protect yourself before something goes wrong, sign up with our team. We're here to help guide you every step of the way, as long as you've signed up beforehand. And we have a discount code for where your first month as a pack member is just $1. So, that first month is going to cost you 3 pennies a day. we've had sellers that have used that discount code and gotten suspended a week after signing up, and they're fully covered. And they paid us $1 for the suspension. And our team is happy to help because that's what we're here for. So
getting them reinstated. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Anytime someone's suspended and they say, yeah, but I got Jeff Schick working for me. The next thing I hear a few days later inevitably is, yep, reinstated. We're good now. So sleep easier at night. Put Jeff's team to work for you. JeffSchick.com. We've got a coupon code for you to get that first month for $1. If you can't afford that, hey, I'll cover it for you. And let's put Jeff and his team to work on your account. Thanks, Jeff. We'll do this again next week. All right, buddy?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, my friend.